guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, today I'm here with my last Christmas card of 2021, and I think this is my favorite card that I've made this year. I really liked how this one turned out, and it features the Merriest Moments Bundle in the July to December mini catalog. And it also features the 4 Unto Us stamp set. And if you'd like to stamp along with me, just look down in the video description below and click on that blog post link, and there you'll find the dimensions of everything that you need to cut out and the supply list. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first off, I want to show you the stamps and the dies that we'll be using. This is the Merriest Moments Bundle. We've got the Merriest Moments stamp set, and this is called the Merriest Frames Hybrid Embossing Folder, and the folder actually comes with dies, a lot of dies, by the way. Love that. Now, the bundle itself, to save the 10%, that is retiring, and you have until January 3rd of 2022 to purchase the bundle. But I have good news. If you don't get it then, you'll still be able to buy the stamp set and the die folder set separately. You won't be able to save the 10% anymore, but you still will be able to purchase these, and I'm so glad. I love these. And the other one we're going to use is another retiring stamp set. It's called 4 Unto Us. This is one of my favorite Christmas greeting stamp sets we've ever had, and a lot of times I'll sell most of my retired stuff. This I think I'll be keeping because I like it so much. So let me hurry up and tell you what stamps you need to get. You need to get the Christmas Begins with Christ, and this one here for the inside. May your heart be lifted in praise this Christmas for the wonderful gift of Jesus and the joy he brings to our lives. And with this stamp set, you're going to need both of the poinsettias. You're going to need the berries, all 3 sets of leaves, all 3 leaves. You're going to need this little center here. And I do believe that's all the stamps that you need. And then with the dies, we're going to need this big one here. We're going to need both of the flower dies, and I want you to grab the large and the medium-sized leaf die, and that is all on this sheet. And then we're going to use the stitched rectangle die. First off, we're going to get some stamping done, so I want you to grab the smallest very vanilla piece. This is a 3 1/4 by 2.5 inch piece, and I want you to grab the Christmas Begins with Christ and your cherry cobbler ink pad. And we're going to stamp that close to the center. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to die cut it out with that rectangle die. Put that down for a few seconds. Okay. Oops, it doesn't look like I inked that up very well, but I kind of like that. It just gives it a little color change. Did that by accident, but it works for me. Okay, now I want you to pick up one of the other very vanilla pieces. It's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And we're going to take both of these poinsettia stamps, so get those, and your cherry cobbler ink pad. And you're going to stamp one of the large poinsettia right here. And then we're going to do 2 of the little one there. I think we have room. Yep, we have room. This piece is actually a lot bigger than I needed, but that's okay. And we'll go ahead and close this for right now. We'll need that here in a minute. Get the Evening Evergreen stamp out. And then I want you to grab the 2 larger of the leaves, the large one and the medium-sized one. And we're going to stamp 2 of the large with the Evening Evergreen. And I'm leaving enough space so I can die cut more than just one at a time. And then we'll do this here. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put this to the side. We're done with these 2 leaves. We're going to grab another piece that's the same size, 5 1/4 by 4, the very vanilla. This is going to be the inside of the card. And we're going to grab the Evening Evergreen again, the small leaf, and then I want you to grab the berries stamp and your cherry cobbler ink pad. So let's go ahead and do the cherries, or berries, I mean, first. And I'm going to group these 2 large ones over here to the right, kind of angle them a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to grab my Evening Evergreen again, ink it up. Let's see, let's do it this way, I think. And we're going to put it right here, and then we'll do another one right there. So we've got some holly in the corner. And then we're going to do one more thing to stamp. Is the cherry cobbler again with the greeting we want on the inside, the one that starts with, "May your heart be lifted in praise." Get this inked up real well. And then we'll stamp it right here. Okay. So we've got all of the stamping done. Oh, except for the centers. Let's go ahead and grab this again. I almost always forget these centers, and I don't know why. You want to grab a Bumblebee ink pad and this little splatter stamp. I might have forgotten to tell you to get this one out, so make sure you grab this one real quick. So if you need to pause the video, do so. Then you can come back. But I'm going to take my Bumblebee, and I only need to do the centers of the small ones. You don't have to do the big one because we're going to put a small one on top of the big one. So you just need to do the 2 small ones. Now we're done with the stamping, so let's get our die cutting machine out. Okay, we're going to get this set up for die cutting first. So you need the base platform number 1, then the die platform number 2. And get that piece of paper off. That's from an old card. And then I'm going to grab one of the standard cutting plates number 3. And let's grab the one where we stamped all of these poinsettias. And we're going to grab the poinsettias. Now the trick with these is to find one that is a little more, has a distinguishing mark than the others. Now this one is kind of fat with a little hump on it. So this is for the large flower. Let's see if we can find that leaf here. I'm thinking it might be this one. That one has that little hump right there. So we'll take this one, and sure enough, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and put this here. So just find a distinguishing mark on one of the petals and line them up that way. I'm going to take a piece of tape and put this down. This is Post-it tape, by the way. And then we're going to do a small one here. Let's do the same thing with the small one. Let's see, which one do we want to look at? Let's try the skinny one right here. Is it this one? This one looks a little skinny. Let's see if that's it. Oh, it sure is. Believe me, it's been a while since I've used this set because, like I said, I made this card a month ago, so I was hoping I would remember. Get them lined up right. Okay, so we put this right here. And I'm not going to worry about the tape being away a little bit. We're going to grab one of the large leaves and put it on here. Like so. And you know what? I'm going to rip this one in half. I forgot I needed 4 pieces of this. So we're going to get this lined up again. And whenever I put this tape on, I make sure that it is attaching to the inside part of the die too, because that will make the die move around if you don't do that. And let's go ahead and do this one. Get it lined up. Looks like I got it upside down, so we'll turn that around. The leaf's a lot easier because you have a 50-50 chance. There are only 2 ways to do it. Then we'll put this piece of tape down. Put a standard cutting plate on top. Pull this out a little bit. There we go. Going to run this through, and we're going to have to run it through twice since we've got another set of leaves and one more poinsettia to do. Oops, they stuck to my top one. There we go. Not from the tape, that was static cling. It's a little dry in here today. Okay, we'll put these back in. I'm done with the big die, so we'll go ahead and move that. Put this tape over here. Here's one of the leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and line this one up with the other big leaf, just like we did before. Tape down. And then this one, looks like the little one just fell out. There we go. It's hiding on me. So that one's done. These die cut so well, you don't have to worry about, especially the ones that are just like framelets. They come out pretty quick and easy. Let's get this lined up. I think I'll take the tape off too so I can see the top. There we go. Stick that back on. And then we only need one more poinsettia. Get this one out. Put this one down. And I stamped them the same direction. That way I wouldn't have to line my die up again. That's another tip to get it done a little faster for you. We'll run this through. And then I get to show you the most fun part of this. Show you how to use that hybrid folder. I almost forgot. Almost always forget to die cut one thing. Grab that Christmas Begins with Christ and grab that rectangle die. Now I'm going to put it in so it goes in corner first. That helps die cut better and also helps so you don't warp your die, and it cuts, doesn't hurt the machine too. You won't, sometimes have you ever gotten the crunching sound? That's what usually happens if you've got a rectangle. So I'm going to take these 2 little pieces here, hold it in place, grab my standard cutting plate, run it And now we're done with the regular die cutting, and now I'm going to show you how to use that hybrid folder where you emboss and die cut at the exact same time. We are going to set this up for a hybrid folder, and it's just the sandwich is the same as with our 3D folders. So we've got the number 1, and then all we need is the specialty plate, the gray specialty plate that comes with the die cutting machine, and you can also purchase this separately. So we are going to grab the last piece of Very Vanilla. It's 5 1/4 by 4. Now this one we are just going to emboss. So I'm grabbing the emboss folder. This is that Merriest Frames hybrid embossing folder. And actually I think we're going to do it this way and center it this way. So hopefully I'm getting this in the screen. There we go. I had to look over at my laptop because this is a little bit smaller than the image, and that is fine. That looks pretty good. I just want to have it centered and straight because I'm going to put my die cut one on top of this. So you want to put it fold first and then the specialty plate on top, and we'll run it through. I love this folder because you've got 2 different ways of using it. Just embossing, and then you can die cut and emboss too. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. Okay, now we're going to use the dies. So I am grabbing a piece of pearlescent specialty paper. This is in the annual catalog. I know the lighting is not going to do it justice. It is gorgeous. So if you don't have this pearlized paper, you're going to want to get it. It's beautiful. So we'll bring this back over here. I'm going to bring this in, and then we're going to grab this big frame die right here. Now, you want to look at this part that has the Stampin' Up! Emblem on it, okay? Because that is the side that this locks into place. Now, I can tell right now, and you want the blade to be facing up. That's not lining up, so we'll turn it around. And it locks into place once you've got it figured out. There we go. I am jiggling this around, and it is locked in, okay? Then we will put this in. Make sure I have everything covered up. Bring it down here. I want to make sure that that die is all within the paper. If not, I can move the paper around a little bit again. But we've got that all ready to go. And we want to put it in, fold first. So the die is locked into place, and it is going to emboss and die cut for us this exact same time. So whenever you see any of our folders saying hybrid, it's going to have a die set with it. And look at this. So we've got this piece here. If you want to keep that for a frame because it's got some embossing on the outside, you go right ahead, but I'm not going to be using it on this card. But isn't this beautiful? It embosses it and it die cuts it perfectly. Okay, first off, I want you to grab that soft succulent piece. It's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we're going to fold this in half. Line those corners up and do your crease. And first off, I want to show you the quickest way you can make this card. I'm going to show you without coloring in all the leaves like I did when I showed you the beginning card. You saw that. You can just lay this down. You make sure you line this up with the embossed image below. Then we could put this on here, and then we put our poinsettias on like so. So you can do it just like this. I'm not going to bother with the leaves, but that makes it so it does still look really pretty if you just do the white. But I want to show you a way to give more color on this if you're wanting it that way. So let's go ahead and get these out of the way. Just grab your frame. And I'm going to be using water painters. They come in a set of 3. There's a small brush tip, a medium brush tip, a larger one, and then one that is spread out like this so you can get a water wash type look. I'm going to use the larger or medium sized one right here, just because these are larger images. I don't need that small one. I'm going to grab my soft succulent ink pad and my evening evergreen. Okay, so we're going to squeeze this ink pad together to make a pool of ink. I'm going to take my water painter. I'm going to squeeze a little water out because I want to have it to be a little wet, and taking the excess off with my paper towel. Pick up some ink, and any of these rounded larger leaves are the ones I'm doing my soft succulent. And don't worry if you don't get right. If you come off the leaf, I mean just a little bit, nobody's going to notice. Just keep adding a little water. And if it gets to be too dark, then just squeeze a little more water into your brush. Usually once you squeeze it first, it is all you need to do. But if it does start to dry up on you, go ahead and squeeze it again. I'm just going to do one set of these. I'm going to show you how to do all of it. And I'm even going to put it some on the stem here to color that in. So it doesn't take too long. So that part didn't take too long. So you've got all of these other ones to do. So I'll hurry up and color those in. Okay, I've got all of the rounded ones done. So let's go ahead and squeeze this out until it's clear again. Close this one up, and the rest of them I'm going to do with the evening evergreen except for the berries. There are a few little berries, and those we're going to do with cherry cobbler. But I think I'm going to get all the green done first, so I'm squeezing this again to make my little pool of ink. Pick some up, and all of these little guys here are going to get the evening evergreen. So I'll do one little set here, like that, and then you're also going to do the ones that look like holly leaves. Okay, so those are all the ones that you're going to, so actually all the other leaves you're going to do with the evening evergreen. Okay, there we go. I think I've got everything colored in except for the berries. Oh, and I did want to stop, but here I hurried up and did the stems just a little bit with the evening evergreen. I'm going to do the same with the stems on these berries. So you can do the soft succulent if you'd rather make those lighter, but I just went ahead and did the evening evergreen. So we've got berries here and berries here. So let's clean this one off here. Close this up, and we'll bring in my cherry cobbler. Squeeze it to get that pool. And then we just need to do a couple of the berries. Got 3 here. Aren't that many, but that pop of red I just think looks so good. Okay, we are all done coloring this in, and that's the part that takes the longest. Now we'll finish the card. Okay, let's grab this piece again that we embossed. Make sure we've got it the same as the embossed image, the same as this, and it is. We're going to turn this over and put some seal definitely across this rectangle part. Actually, I think that is all I did it on. If you want to put some on these parts here, you can. But I kind of liked it look like it was kind of lifting up a little bit. So we're going to put this right over. I'm moving it around to make sure I got it all covered, and I do. And I'll put this down like so. Looks, yep, no, that looks fine for me. I thought I had it cockeyed, but I think that's good. So let's grab the card base, and we'll attach this to the front of the card. Make sure you get adhesive in those corners so they don't pop up on you. And then we'll just make sure your fold is on top. Mine is. It's right here. And we will put this right here in the center, like so. And if you notice, because this base piece is a little smaller, we've got these leaves coming off a little bit, and I just thought that looked really neat. So we've got this. Let's grab our Christmas Begins with Christ rectangle, and it fits perfectly inside this rectangle opening here. Get those corners done, and just put this right in the middle. And I love, and you could do this in the pearlescent paper too, but I thought it was fine with the very vanilla. That way it makes this a little extra special. And boy, I wish I could, hopefully you can see some of the shine with that. It is so, so pretty. Now we're going to put these guys together. So let's grab this one here and grab one of the small ones. I'm going to put some adhesive on here and put it right here in the center, but I want the leaves, the petals of the small flower to be in between the petals of the large one at the bottom, like so, okay? And we're going to put these on with dimensionals, so we're going to grab those. And I think I'm going to put, because we're going to put the leaves in here, so let's just put one in the middle of each one. That way we have room to put our leaves underneath, and that'll hold it on just fine. I'm going to take the paper backing off of both of them. And we will put this one like so. Make sure we don't cover up our greeting. And I kind of want to have some openings here because that's where I want to put those leaves. So that's why I put it on that way. Do the same thing here. See which way looks the best to me. Let's try this way. Just turn it around as many times as you need to figure out which way looks best to you. Then we're going to grab our leaves. For some reason, I've got them scattered everywhere. Let's see here. There's one of my medium-sized ones. Oh, there are the 2 medium-sized ones, and here are the 2 large ones. Get that paper out of the way. I don't need that right now. Just put a strip of the adhesive across the back of the large one. And we'll stick it under here. Now, just having that one dimensional, I'm able to tuck that under there and the dimensional's not in the way. I like being able to put the flowers down first. It makes it a lot easier to figure out where the leaves go. And this one's going to get stuck under here. Okay. Then we'll do this one here. So the longest part of this card is coloring in the leaves. Now these I'm going to give to immediate family. I'm sure my mom and dad will get one. And then probably our kids. But if you want to mass produce these and you'd rather not color in all those leaves, this will still look pretty if you just use the pearlescent paper. I just wanted to have them pop a little more and show you a different way to do that. So there's the front of the card all done. We'll grab the inside. Boy, I sure got a lot of ink on my thumb, didn't I? I tend to do that. That's a occupational hazard. But thankfully, it washes off, especially after a shower. Sometimes washing hands, you might still have it, but after you take a shower, I never have ink on my hands anymore. Now we're going to go ahead and put this right in the middle. And that is the last card of Christmas card, that is, of 2021. And I'm going to start doing some sneak peek videos of some of the new products that are coming in the January to June catalog. So be looking for those videos. Okay, now if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And if you don't have any catalogs, I'd love to mail your first set out to you for free. I'll mail out the annual catalog and the one that's starting January 3rd, the January to June mini catalog. And I'll also mail out the Celebration catalog. And if you don't know about Celebration, you earn a lot of free stuff. And I talk about that in one of my unboxing videos, and I'll put a link to that down below in the video description. So these will be the ones that I mail out to you. Just click on that contact me link below and give me your mailing address, and I'll get it mailed out to you. Let's look at the card one more time. Now, if you would like to stamp with me again, please subscribe to my channel by clicking that subscribe button below and then clicking on that bell icon that pops up and selecting all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this card. Like I said, I think this is my favorite Christmas card I've made this year, and I hope you enjoyed it. And please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. I really do appreciate it. See you in the next video, guys, and I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas.